Hi everyone. Today I'm going to do a quick video for us on mods. We want to make sure everyone in the guild is aware of the mod screens. We're going to go over how to use them today. It'll be a pretty quick video. Later videos will go over the math of the mods and also how to splice them. But before we start that, we want to make sure everybody has explored the mod screens and knows what's available on them, just to get the most out of the tool that's available. So when we click on the Manage tool, we'll be brought into for most of us, into the Advanced screen. This is the starting place for most of the mods. You're going to want to use this screen most of the time because you'll be able to see the most information and be able to find the best mods that you're looking for a character. That being said, if you have a brand new character that you just got, that you got them up to 7 stars, don't know how to use them, then one of the things that I do, a little trick I like to go with, is to go over to the basic screen and see what's available, what the computer thinks might be a good loadout for the character. I don't do this very often, on an existing character. Like for instance, Cad Bane has already been modded somewhat by me, so I'm not likely to use this on Cad Bane. But a new character I haven't played and I'm unfamiliar with and don't really know the role of the character yet, this is a good place to start. I wouldn't use it as my main tool, but if I want to get them up and running quickly with a loadout and I've got 200 mods to go through, this can be a helpful tool. Now, one of the things I've pre-done on this screen is on the auto assign. I went into include assigned mods, and I selected all of them, and then I went and removed the top 20 or so characters. These are characters that I've pre-modded for whatever purpose. I'm not going to remod my Night Sisters. I'm not going to remod my Jedi Training Rey or my Resistance team. I'm using that in Heroic Sith. But some of these characters below that have mods on them that, honestly, I don't even know what they are. Old Ben, I think, is on this list. Yeah, Old Ben. I don't know what mods Old Ben has. He may have some mods that are useful on a different character, and I don't really use Old Ben. So including him on this list is helpful because it will help me to maybe see some other mods that I might not look at otherwise. So I include them in there, and the computer has decided these are the mods I should probably go with. Now, I almost never use the assign button here. I prefer to go in and look at each mod individually, see what the differences are between them. On a new character where I have no mods at all, I might use the assign button, but again, depends on if I've included assigned mods. I may want to go look at that individual mod and see if maybe I want to leave it on that character. But in most cases, I go through it like this. It's 6 clicks. I take a look, see what it's asking for, and then decide if I'm going to assign it or if I'll go find my own mod that I think might be better. So it is handy if you need to get something up and running quickly. The other one is the tips button. There's a little eye up in the corner there on the tips. If you've never clicked on this, I highly suggest you do it for each character. It's not necessarily going to give you the best loadout for a character, but it is going to give you the designer's ideas of what this character is about. For instance, for Cad Bane, they believe crit damage and crit chance mods are the best sets for him. In those, the secondary stats looking for speed, crit chance, protection, offense, and then the primaries are below that. And if you click on the arrows here, you can get a sense of, kind of what they might think different uses of the character are. Now, I'm not saying I go with these, but they are interesting to look at and see. Like, offense instead of speed on the primary arrow seems odd, but if you're looking for a lot of damage output in your bounty hunters, I've actually tried this setup, and it can work. I don't love it myself, but it's just interesting ideas you may want to play with and see how it works within the team you've set up. So again, nice little screen to go through and maybe see some of the things that the designers think about your character and what you might be able to do with that character. I wouldn't, and I repeat this again, I wouldn't use this as my primary way to mod characters though. Normally this is the screen I come in, the advanced screen, and this is where I'll mod them. And in this screen, the two most important buttons are the filter and the sort. Filter is, for the most part, it's self-explanatory. The only unassigned mods, I'm sure we've all played with that one. The one on the right, though, the only mods not in loadouts, this one I know some people have not played with. If you have not set up loadouts for your characters, it is a handy tool. I don't do it with many of them. Currently, I have some loadouts with for Heroic Sith for Phase 3. Those are set up, and there's a couple other ones I think as well. The button here, this toggle here, is actually quite handy because some of those mods that I put in that set, I don't want them to end up on a character by accident. I'm not intending for those to be used for anything but those loadouts I've created. So by selecting this box, I make sure that I don't accidentally put those mods on a character and then have to go and reassign them later on. When I'm filtering and sorting, those mods will not be included. So it is a handy tick box if you're using loadouts. If you're not using loadouts, I recommend you take a look at them. They can be quite useful, especially if you're setting up raid teams. You'll find that those loadouts make your life a lot easier, but you can just switch a character to the loadout, run the raid, click on the other loadout, and they're instantly back to your arena team or whatever else you needed. On this filter screen, most of it is self-explanatory, like I said. A couple of points, don't click two of the same things on the secondary stats. If you're looking for all your protection mods, this will not give that to you. This is only going to give you protection mods that have protection, a flat protection boost and a protection percentage boost. If you're looking to see all your protection mods, then you need to only click one at a time, look at them, come back here, switch to the other one, and look at those. Not ideal, but that is how that works. The other thing is the Mark 5, Mark 6 buttons. Not really important. I suspect most of us sell our Mark 1 through 4, so we only have these two. But if you are sorting, in particular if you're sorting to sell, and you're looking at your E mods, you want to select Mark 5. If you have any unassigned Mark 6 mods, they will also show up in your sort. And that's not necessarily good if you're trying to bulk sell a bunch of mods. Maybe you want to find all the ones that have, I don't know, say accuracy on them, and you want to sell them. If you happen to have a 6 dot mod that has accuracy for some reason, not saying you would, but if you did, then that will be included in that selection that you've made, and you could end up selling it in error. So not a huge deal right now because it's only on the E level, but as the 6 dot mods continue to grow, and they have already said they want us to eventually get D's, C's, B's, and A's, selecting the rarity is going to become very important. So it's a good habit to get into now. If I'm looking at my E mods, I always select Mark 5, and that way when it comes up, there's no 6 dot mods in the list. For me, if I don't put that in there, and I do it, there is an unassigned 6 dot circle mod for, I guess, potency there. And so I could potentially, if I select it all and I wasn't paying attention, could end up selling it. Other than that, the other one is the sorting. One of the things people on forums have often said is they wish there was a not sort. In other words, you're looking for the things that don't have something. For instance, if I'm looking for circle mods without speed, the temptation is to click speed, but you're going to only find the ones with speed. The sort can actually be of help to you here. If I'm looking for the ones without speed, I would click the circle mods. I come onto the sort and click speed. Now the top one is obviously going to be my best speed. It sorts from my best to worst. And this is a 24 speed health mod. I should probably get on a character. But if you scroll the wrong way here. If you scroll down, if I can get it to scroll down, if I scroll down far enough, I will come across mods that have low speed, or if I go far enough, no speed. So the bottom of the list will be all my no speed mods. So if I'm looking for no speed mods, I can use the sort option to call them up. Let me just do this so that that list gets shortened a bit and it makes more sense. So these are my no speed mods. And they are sorted by rarity as well. So it's kind of easy to find them. You go through the list until you start seeing these gold mods again. And when you see a group of gold mods, that's generally where your no speed will start. Same thing can be done with offense. Same thing can be done with any of the secondary stats. So if you're looking to see what mods you might want to sell, it's a great way to do it. When you're selling, it's actually even more convenient because when I filter them and I select speed, it actually reverses the sort and all my no speed mods are at the top, making it easy if I want to sell these to just select the ones and keep going until I see my first speed mod, which is somewhere down here, I would assume. So that would be where I would stop, and I can sell all the mods about that if that's what I want to do. So the sort and the filter are quite handy. Obviously, you're going to use them to find the right mods for your character, but they can also help you in selling your mods to make sure you get the mod you want to, or find a group of mods you might want to sell. Again, can't stress enough, make sure you're selecting the Mark V. Not critical yet, but in the future will become a necessary selection to do. If you have any questions about what we talked about here today, feel free to drop a line in Theory Crafting or let one of the leaders know, and we'll answer it as soon as we can. We want everybody to be making the most of this tool. Mods is really what separates you in your arena and will also be very vital in doing your Galactic Arena challenges as well. And also, most of what happens in the raid, for instance, the Heroic Sith Phase 3, modding is often the difference between being able to solo that part of the raid and not. For myself, for instance, my Night Sisters can solo the raid if I go in and adjust their mods. Without that adjustment, I end up not being able to do it at all. I have too much potency, too much speed. So for instance, on Initiate, I have to take off 2 mods and I have to put 2 green mods on. And on Oldaka, I have to go from a potency mod to I can't remember what this mod is, but I have to take those off or I cannot do the solo. Taking them off though, and suddenly I can do the solo on the Phase 3. Cannot stress enough how important mods can be to your success in the game. So any questions at all, at any time, please let us know. We'd love to help you with it. Thanks for your time, guys.